can be learnt from a baby, from a young child, who are new to this world, whose brains aren't developed, who don't have the life experience to understand the bigger picture of the world? It would seem the answer is nothing. A child is just starting to live. A child is just starting to walk, just starting to experience life. How could we, adults with so much experience in life, learn something from that little child? Moshe Rabbeinu tells Klal Yisrael in Parshas Re'eh, Bonim atem l'Hashem Elokechem. He says, you are children to Hashem your God. And the pasuk continues and says, Lo sisgodedu. This is a specific directive in which Moshe says, now that the Jewish people are going over into the land where the Amori is, they should be careful that the Amori have a custom of mutilating themselves when a tragedy befalls them of a loss of a loved one. You are children of Hashem. You have to look beautiful. You have to present yourself in a distinguished fashion. You can't mutilate yourself, explains Rashi. That's what the Moshe Rabbeinu's charge was to the Jewish people. The Ibn Ezra goes in a little bit of a different direction, not focusing on the lo sisgodedu, but on the word of mutilating yourself, not physically, but almost mutilating yourself emotionally. And this is what he says. He says that when it comes to a child, a person sees this child and the child may become startled. And if a child begins to pout or begins to cry, it just turns to its father, its mother, and the father and the mother hold the child or soothe the child, and then the child is perfectly comfortable. It has no idea about anything beyond its surroundings, the bigger picture, where the child is going next, where the child is going to sleep that night, who the child is going to visit. The child has trust in his or her parent. And so to the Ibn Ezra says, what does it mean? Banim atem l'Hashem Elokechem. We should learn from that baby and its trust. We should learn from that young child and his or her trust in their parent. For us to have trust in Hashem when it comes to the most challenging and difficult moments, the struggles that we face on a regular basis in which we don't know what's the bigger picture here, what's going to happen, what is the future. And just as that child isn't concerned, as long as the child knows its parent is present, so too, says the Ibn Ezra, Banim atem l'Hashem Elokechem, that we are children to Hashem, our God, reminds us that when we have those challenging times, if we treat Hashem as that child, as that baby treats their parent, if we take comfort in knowing that Hashem has the bigger picture played out for us, even though we don't understand it, then we can truly find a sense of internal peace. Then we can absolutely be assured that we don't mutilate ourselves on an emotional level. And we can have the security and safety knowing that Kol Man De'Avid Rachmana L'Tab Avi, that all Hashem does is for good, even though we may not always understand. But we be zocheh to build on our relationship with Hashem as we approach the month of Elul, where we begin the introspection and the reconnection with our personal relationship with the Rabbanu Shalom, and by remembering that He is our Father, will help us become closer to Him. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.